All right, setup is ready. We are good to go. And for the third time in 2 days, I have the unique pleasure of hanging out during a run with the selcouthmind. Sel, whenever you're ready, let's play some dice game.
Yeah, I am very excited. I've been very lucky to have happybythree 3 times. Lucky numbers in your name. Yes, I am selcouthmind, or Sel for short. If you did not see me yesterday or earlier today, hello, it's nice to meet you. And now, you've seen me play a couple games. Now we're going to do Dicey Dungeons, which is a fantastic game. If you are not familiar with it, it is a roguelike deck builder dungeon crawler. It's a lot of things all at once. It's very cool. I'm very specifically playing from the Halloween DLC, which is, at least the Steam version, it is free. If you buy the game, you get the Halloween DLC for free, which is super cool of the dev. And we're going to do the Warrior, which is this lovely blue die on screen. We're going to do the Warrior, and we're going to do all fights, which means I have to win the fight against every single enemy, 5 different levels, plus a boss. And it's RNG. I don't know what enemies I'm going to get. I don't know what abilities I'm going to get. I don't know what.
I'd be shocked if there was a dice game without RNG, to be fair.
It's very RNG heavy. There is a slight chance that the run may die due to RNG, and there's nothing I can do about it. Hopefully not. We'll see how it goes. I'll do my best to explain as I go. Sometimes the RNG and doing math means I gotta focus. I'll do my best to give you guys some decent commentary at the same time, but we'll see how it goes. So time is going to start in 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, there's Lady Luck. She's the villain of the game. Basically, she's converted humans into die and is making them fight endlessly in this dungeon. But also all the enemies we fight were also once people who've been, forced to fight. She's very mean. She's a very mean human. But don't worry, you can get your revenge on her. I won't tell you how. That's sort of end game content.
Ooh.
But if you get really good at the game, eventually you can get your revenge on her. Also, all the enemies in the Halloween DLC are dressed up in costumes, and I think that is the cutest. Okay, Toxic Ooze is not great. So Toxic Ooze, if I put a 6 into it, it will do poison to the enemy. It'll give them 2 poison, which isn't amazing, but that will still kill it. Poison works like in most games. It just slowly ticks down by 1, and it does as much damage as there is poison on it. Unless they're strong against poison, which is why ideally I would like to replace that item with something better. But, we'll take what you can get to start. You'll see here, this bar here. This is when I take damage, I can charge that up. And then something known as Limit Break when it's fully full. Depending on which episode you're playing, which character you're playing, they'll have different effects. In this particular episode with the Warrior, it will give me 6 health if it's fully charged, which is nice. That is nice to get some extra health. Well, there we go. And then there's a thing called Fury. Now, Fury in the normal game means the next whatever action you do next will proc 1 more time. But in this version, it's Spooky Fury, which means there's a 50% chance of it going off. So it won't always go off every time. It's kind of, it's 50-50. It may go off, it may not. And then once it goes off, then it's used up for that round of the fight. Okay, there's poison, that's good. I'm going to do that and be risky, because I just want her dead. So there we go. So I picked up a boomerang there. That's a card that will do. Well, I'll take a second boomerang. We're gonna play slightly risky here. We're gonna do a double boomerang strat. So boomerangs are great. They do high damage. However, they also do damage back to me, which isn't great, depending on health. But this is why we have this nice little recovery bar. Makes it a little bit safer. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, and he's going to burn me, which means one of my die is set on fire. It's going to cost me 2 health to undo that effect. We'll do that rather than take the damage. I guess the reason I run this particular category for marathons is it is, in my opinion, the most marathon safe category, again, because it is so high RNG this game. One risk you take is just a run straight up dying on you. And so any percent where you just do the minimum number of fights you need, that's really risky, I find. But no, I find this category tends to be safest. I'm going to do that. So he shocked me, which meant one of my cards was blocked off, and I had to burn a die in order to unlock that card to use it. I'm trying to think, there's a few other status effects in this game, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. Boomerang, we're going to upgrade the boomerang, so it'll do less damage to us. We're going to check this. We're going to go back to the fight in a minute. Alright, let's go to this fight. See what's in that chest. I would like something to replace Toxic Ooze. Preferably something with shock would be amazing. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of damage. Ow. Yeah, shock would be nice. As you can see here, he's going to shock me. He's got 2 6s. Which is fine. You know, 1 shock is not too bad. Let's see, can I get a roll 6? Nope. Alright, well we'll do that and that. Something you'll also notice up in the top left corner of the screen, you see these little things here. Ooh, 6-shooter. That's not as good as I think it is. These things here, these are challenge mode, so this is something that normally occurs on the 6th episode for every character in the base game. And basically what it is they're random extra rules that can affect your game, which can be fun. In this case, they're standardized. They are set up specifically for this episode in the DLC. So these are consistent every time. And now what we have is every single time I have a status effect. It's 15 poison is good. Every time there's a status effect, so be that poison, be that blindness, blinding hides the die value from you. Whatever it is. No deal. That's not a good one. Direwolf, then Yeti. So as you can see here, for example, Fury, now I have Fury 2, which means it will trigger, if Fury gets triggered, it triggers twice at the same time, which can be really useful. You can get some really, really nice high damage stacks that way. But that also means, for example here, the Direwolf is going to poison me. The card says add 1 poison because of the pumpkin spice rule. That means I actually take 2 poison. Ooh, ow. Ooh. That was a lot of boomerang procs. I should still be fine though. Yeah, I'll be tight, but I should live. Okay, poison and that. There we go. No point taking extra damage, and I believe yes, I have an. So in the base game, those are apples to be themed for Halloween. Of course, those are pumpkins. Let's see. I get a 6. There we go. There's a 6. Very good. Very good. Okay. First turn dead. Beautiful. We love that in a speedrun. Different characters also have different weaknesses. We're going to upgrade the boomerang, so we'll take less damage now. Ooh, battle axe. I will take that battle axe, swap out the sword, because the battle axe does double damage, which is very nice. Ooh. Yeah, this is not the worst floor. Definitely had worse, but I'm also not loving the results that I've drawn here. Okay. It's unfortunate I have poison. If I had fire, this mummy would be melting, but that is what it is. Oh, Haunted! Haunted is one of my favorite effects, because what it does is whenever I make use of a die, it's going to re-roll one of them, which means you can get some really, really nice effects. Oh, hello. Oh,
How often do you have runs just like die to RNG? Like you mentioned there is RNG, but like is it common?
It depends for me, honestly. most of the time my runs succeed, but I do have, on the floor above we fought the Kraken. The Kraken, sometimes the RNG just will destroy you, absolutely. Because the Kraken has both a curse ability, so curse means there's a 50% chance of your equipment, what's the word? There's a 50% chance of your equipment basically not, instead of actually being used, it just disappears, which isn't great.
Yeah, no, that's not great.
It's not great. So it can curse you and it blinds you, so it's really hard to know, right? Because if you roll a bunch of 1s, but you also roll a 6, you want to put the 6 in certain spots, and vice versa. So it can be really, really annoying to fight. That is usually the character that kills my runs, but that was an okay Kraken. I got good RNG. And I didn't get the floor 5 character that there's one called a gargoyle that can cause a lot of issues. Ah yes, I have the confused effect on me right now, which means... Okay, just figure out which one's which. Okay, ow. Which means all of them are sort of grayed out and also scrambled in order. So I had no idea which ones I was proccing there. I was kind of just taking a guess and hoping. I got lucky. Let's see, we'll put that there.
Sometimes optimal strats.
Yeah, there's a lot of just guessing. Okay, so she got a 2, which is unfortunate, so I will get cursed. Oh, and I'm frozen. Oh, I'm not frozen, but if you get frozen, what it does is it takes, for every freeze effect on you, it takes the highest... Oh, it's cursed, shoot. Oh, that's fine. Okay, we're good. Frozen takes your highest rolled die and converts it to a 1. And it will do this repeatedly. I'm just going to check here, make sure I didn't miss anything good. Good. We do a quick upgrade. Yeah, I'm going to upgrade this. Unfortunately, we're going with poison. Oh, good, it's not Drake. Okay, so there's one boss you can get. Who's Drake the Vampire, who's absolutely awful to fight. So, we got Pumpkin Spice, who is the boss unique to this DLC, which is super exciting. And now let's just hope... Oh, this is solid RNG. This may be a blessed run. Let's see. We're gonna go for this, I think. That's not quite enough. Shoot. Okay, limit break. Okay. Confused was an issue there. So I could have killed her by doubling her poison, but... weakened, which means my equipment is less effective, which is unfortunate. By 50%, that's fine. Oh, come on. There we go. 32 poison time. Sorry, I did not call that very effectively, but that's time. That is, Warrior. Halloween episode, Warrior All Fights.
That was fast.
What was the time? That may have been a PB.
It stopped at 11:34, but I think it might have stopped a little late. Is that good?
I think that was a massive PB. I would have to check SRC.
Let's go.
But I think that was a pretty big PB. I believe it's currently like 15 minutes is my best.
That would be wild.
Welcome to RNG with this game.
It's me checking.
A PB by 2 minutes. Thank you, mod in chat.
Someone got to me first. Warrior all fights. Trying to get there.
Live PB with. Honestly, I think that's the best commentary I've ever done for one of these runs too, which is very exciting. So yay!
Hype.
All right,
and then more.
Yeah, because we met the incentive, right, for the witch run?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll give tech a minute to reset timer. I will explain the witch fight. So the reason I offered this as an incentive is the Halloween episode witch fight is unique in the entire game. it is the only run that has no RNG. So rather than this being like a roguelike deck builder type situation, this is honestly more like a puzzle level, because you're supposed to figure out how to solve the puzzle, because you're given specific things and you're given limited, right? And you have to kill each enemy in one go. So we're going to see how this goes. I have my notes open, which tells me exactly what to do, because again, there is no RNG. There's just a straight pattern I gotta follow. No RNG at all. But also, isn't the witch really cool? She's a vibe. I quite adore her. Oh, I'm probably not going to talk very much during this one, so happy if there's any donations or anything that needs to be read. The witch would be a good one, because I'm going to be focusing on not messing up. But if tech is ready, then time is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Just a reminder, while you're doing that, Say No More Bid War is coming up. We are nearing the end, and you might be thinking, well, what should I vote for? That's a great question that I'm waiting for Tiltify to load. There it is. Irish Gaelic is still winning at $15, with Arabic in second with $8, and English at $7. So very much still anybody's game. And we have one more run between now and then, but it's a very short run. Please don't touch anything. It's 18-minute estimate, so not very long to get the snipe if you want to change the language or say no more. Yeah, listening to you commentate through a practice run of this earlier is it's amazing how specific the routing is and how much like every action has a very specific, like, this die has to go here and then this here and then this here, as opposed to, you know, the warrior run being like, I sure hope I get something useful.
that is a mood. If anyone would like to run this game without dealing with RNG, so I'm running glitchless, obviously. But there are glitched categories. There are also, like, most of those are more full game categories, or like you'll do all the episodes for a character, which is super fun.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten into those yet.
Characters, all fights is only like an hour. Like, that's very short for a functionally everything run. That's very appealing.
Yeah, we've got some new runners to the community, or newer community runners to the community, who've been working very hard on finding some very cool, exciting new things. Let's go. But there's also ILs too. Like, this is a very IL heavy community as well. So if you want to just like jump in and learn like a singular level, you absolutely can. And it's time for the boss. There's going to be a ton of dice on this screen. Don't worry. I know exactly what's going on. There's a plan. There's a plan. It just looks like a lot, because it is.
Because it is.
Okay, and then chisel this, and then we do this. Doppel twice, and then I need you, and we're gonna go you and you. Sometimes they snap to funny places. 5, 5, doppel twice, 5, 4. Time's gonna come up at the end of this fight, just as a attempt to heads up on tech. I'll probably be very rushed. My apologies. This game is not easy for calling time. Okay, that's all the die I need. Let's go. Try not to misplace things. Alright, 6, 5, 3, 3. Alright, and time is coming up now.
GG.
Oh.
Was that also a PB?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. The way you're like, oh, I thought that was a gasp, not like a. Oh,
that was just relief that that's done. Because if you screw up in that, you have to basically redo the entire fight.
Yeah, it seems like the downside of something being not RNG, having that run be so structured and planned out is like if you put one die in the wrong place, you might as well just reset.
Yeah, and the rule
But
is you have to kill the enemies in one shot. You got to kill them in one shot, so that makes it harder. But it's great fun. It is very good fun, and I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun to do. But yeah, if you want to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Twitch at selcouthmind or on YouTube at the selcouthmind. And Twitch, or not Twitch, Twitter, other places. I'm the selcouthmind most places. I just want to say, thank you to No Glitches Allowed for having me for not just one, not just two, but 3 whole games. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you all for being so generous and getting various incentives met and all that. It's been a great pleasure showing off these games I love. You will get to hear me again tomorrow because I'll be hosting for a bit tomorrow, which is very exciting. But yeah, just thanks for having me and thanks for watching.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you around. Thanks for giving so much time to the event. And thank you, dear viewer, for hanging out with us in chat. We're going to keep this fun little cute, silly block going with a little bit of Please Don't Touch Anything next, followed by Say No More right after that. And if you were wondering where to put your donations, obviously you should still be voting for the language choice for Say No More because it's open. But the joy of Tiltify is you can donate to an incentive and a bid war with the same donation. What incentives might there be? I'm so glad you asked. We have Bram Stoker's Dracula, upgrade to hard difficulty for $45. And, the game's already hard enough. It's one of those Super Nintendo games that, they're just tough from that era of SNES development where no one really knew how to tier the difficulty very well. So normal mode is hard enough. Upgrading that to hard difficulty seems like a personal attack on the runner, but if that's what it takes, I think it's worth it. No harm in seeing a slightly longer, more difficult run, right? We also have for Luigi's Mansion 3 for $50, we can watch the Director Ghost's Godzilla movie, which, again, the more marathon, the merrier. Why not throw a movie in the middle of a run to keep everyone hanging out a little longer? And then finally, looking into later runs on Friday evening, we have a glitch exhibition for the Entropy Center for $60. We are going to be able to see not only the full No Major Glitches run of Entropy Center, but we will get a unique experience of watching glitches happen at a No Glitches Allowed event. So if you want to see any of those incentives coming up in the next 24 hours or so, get those donations in, ! Donate in the chat. Remember, you can put your donation toward both a target and a poll on Tiltify. So you don't have to choose between one or the other. You can have your cake and eat it too. We are just getting the next run set up and ready to go. So while we finish that and make sure everything's ready to go, I'm going to let y'all listen to OC Remix for a hot second, and I will be right back with you when there's a run ready to hang out. What's up, everybody? Just stopping in real quick to let you know we are working on setup. We have not forgotten about you, I promise, but just enjoy the puppy videos a little bit longer while we finish setup. We are having some issues with OBS. The game is apparently just too strong for OBS. So as soon as we get the software cooperating, we will be live with our next run.